All right, everybody, welcome. So we have a track day coming up in a few days. So we need to get this thing ready for the track. So what does that actually mean? What does that entail? Well, what's already been done is what I'll show you. So what we've already done is gotten a fresh alignment done. So this is the alignment sheet, and I'll run through the specs of the alignment with you guys in a little bit. But the main thing that we're doing is putting on the brand new wheels and tires. So these are the track wheels and those are the street wheels. And the objective with these ones is, for those of you that don't know, basically a semi-slick tire has a lot more grip on it and you can push the car a hell of a lot harder when you have a semi-slick. So it means that you can go faster. And it's the mod that most people do as soon as they kind of want to go fast. The immediate thought is go better tires, right? So we put them on basically all of our cars that we want to drive and that you want a bit more grip out of because it's a lot more fun. So you can see kind of some basic giveaways is how much, I guess, media the sidewall is and the tread on them as well, which means they are great for the track. So what I'm going to do now is basically switch over all of the tires and switch over the wheels, and then we will go through setup changes that are being made before we head to the racetrack. Alrighty guys, sweet as. All right, let's go. All right, we are back in the M3, the E92, which is one of my favorite cars. I absolutely love this thing. So we're just taking it to the mechanics because that's what my brother asked me to do. It's his car, it's low on oil, and his mechanic looks after everything for this car. So we're just gonna pop by there before the track. And yeah, I love this thing. It's so good. All right, so tires have been put on for the ER5. E92 M3 has been taken to the mechanics to get the oil changed and to get a once over. Car is all good. So now we are going to load up the EVO5 onto the trailer. So we got the trailer, we got the cruiser, and we got the Evo, and we're gonna load it up in prep before we head up to the track. So awesome, let's get going. All right, car has been loaded up. We've got it on the trailer, loading the jerry cans of E85 into the back of the car. And yeah, gonna take this thing and head to the track. So let's go. All right, it is currently 5:30 a.m. in the morning and we are heading off to the tracks. Yeah, set some lap times. The weather's meant to be overcast, so hopefully overcast but no rain. We don't want rain because we would like to use the grip and test out the new tires in the Evo 5 and test out those new suspension settings. So yeah, let's get on the road and see how we go. All right, so we have made it. We are at the track. We are in the M2 and the boys are over there with their cars. So we're going to predominantly be driving the M2 because the Evo 5 still scrubbing in the tires and just doing some testing with. So Geordie, brother, is going to be doing that while I turn some laps in the M2. So in terms of what we're running, it's just a stock M2 comp with a set of ME20 endless brake pads to give us a bit better braking power and stopping power, which will be very nice. And track that we're at is Winton Raceway. So Winton is a lot of fun. It's a track down in Melbourne, about 2 hours from, it's about 2.5 hours from the CBD of Melbourne. And yeah, the weather has come good for us. As you can see, it is a perfect day with nice clouds and it's not too hot, so the car shouldn't heat soak either. And yeah, it should be a lot of fun. I went out before just because we arrived a little bit late and got kind of like an outlap in and half of a flyer in and got to give the car a tiny bit of the shakedown. Car feels good, tires feel good, and yeah, gonna push it a little bit more and see how we go. In terms of footage for the laps, I don't seem to have the best setup to mount everything, so I'm gonna try my best to get good footage and hopefully it looks good. We'll see how we go. I'm apologizing if it does look like shit, but we'll see how we go. So yeah, that is the track over there. We are in a nice pit bay and yeah, we will see how we go. So all right, so just finished driving the M2 comp and it wasn't that great. The turn is really, really nice, has a lot of grip, and it's a lovely track, and the car does feel good here, but the brakes are just not where they need to be. We upgraded the brake pads to an ME20 pad and thought that would help, and obviously it has, but they just overheat so quickly. It's not that hot of a day, but the combination of the lack of airflow to the front rotors just leaves with it scoring and marking and not being that usable. You get about 2 laps out of it and then they really start to fall off and you have to back out and do a few cool down laps before you can get back on it. And I would have expected 3 or 4 flying laps out of them before needing to do a cool down lap, but it is what it is. So I ended up doing a 1:41.2 in the M2, which I'm not that happy with. But I'm going to jump in the Evo 5 now and go set some laps in that and see how we go. So, yeah. All right, so the footage from the weekend is kind of lost after that point. I jumped in the Evo and set some incredible laps in the Evo 5, but unfortunately it was all in time-lapse mode, so makes the footage a bit useless. I ended up doing a 1:33.8 in the Evo though, which I was really happy with. That's a PB for me at Winton, and we do want to get the car into the 1:32s. That kind of was the objective of the day, but because there is still a bit more in the car, so yeah, we just got to find the time with it for that. So yeah, much preferred the Evo 5 over the M2. I don't know, the M2 is an incredible car. It's an amazing car, but every time I drive it, I I think it's almost a bit too good where then I start to pick holes through it because I did a 141 in it and then my brother jumped in and did a 139 in it and he went 2 seconds faster than me, which normally we're about 2 or 3 tenths difference between us, and for whatever reason he just extracted a lot more out of that car than what I can. So I think it's just, yeah, I enjoy the car. It's a fun car and there's nothing wrong with the car by any means, but I just don't seem to enjoy it as much as everyone else does. And then after that, I jumped in the M3, the E92, and I had an incredible time in that. So I only drove that for one session, and when I got it from my nephew, and because he had just done some laps, and the oil temps were quite high. They're already at like 110, and I didn't want to push the car and damage it, so I was shifting early. I was shifting at like 5,000 RPM instead of like 8,000 RPM, so it's going a lot slower, but still ended up doing a 145 in it, which was about 4 seconds slower than the M2, and that was with early shifting. And yeah, that car was incredible. I absolutely love that car as well. It's an amazing car. It's my favorite car to just drive normally and also to push. The Evo is by far the best track car. It just has so much grip, and happy with the tires, happy with the brake setup, just not really happy with the suspension setup that we are running. We're still trying to dial in how hard we want the rear and how soft we want the front. So that comes with time though, so that's okay. But yeah, so overall, it was an incredible weekend. Cars were all really, really good. There was no damage done, which is the most important thing. No one got hurt, no injuries, nothing like that. Everything's safe and no extra expenses, which is the most important. So, yeah, it was an incredible weekend, and trying to get better at the obviously vlogging side of things, so the vlogs will only continue to improve. So any feedback, if for those of you that have watched this far, then that would be amazing. I always appreciate it. But yeah, we have a track day in a couple of days in this thing, which will be awesome at Queensland Raceway, so I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, thank you for coming along for the trip down to Melbourne to go to Winton Park, and I look forward to bringing you guys along for the next one. Thank you.